Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about example 3.18 from Rothstein's chapter 3 on phrase expansion. So phrase expansion being this idea where there's multiple different ways to elongate or embellish or even suspend a phrase. And one of those that caught my interest is parenthetical insertions. I appreciated how the beginning of the section about parenthetical insertions is saying how if you're thinking about a piece of music as sort of a flow of thought, whether it's emotional or something, there's some sort of continuity within phrases and periods. And parenthetical insertions, much like in English, serve to pause from the main idea to give something else, to insert material that wouldn't necessarily belong but could be related before you get back to the main idea. This works in English as well, where you might be talking about a concept and then you give a little parenthetical aside. It could be humorous, it could be elaboration of the previous statement, and then parentheses close, you get back to the main idea. And we see this here too. The beginning of this little section also talked about how sometimes it's just material for the sake of there being material. Sometimes it's used in a humorous way, either to contrast or just sort of poke fun at material or things. Haydn used this often. And in fact, this example 3.18 is one of Haydn's. And I just wanted to say that in this case, the parenthetical insertion is a contrast of texture and dynamic. So turning the camera around here, looking at this example, let's see if I can hold this still. So there are in fact two parenthetical insertions in this. There's starting after the repeat, we've got these two measures here and these two measures here. They're very similar to each other. And if you were going to think about hypermeter, this could be thought of as 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a little bit of texture change, but you are given an incomplete 5 chord. You don't have a G, but then you have these two measures, which if you were thinking about it hypermetrically, you maybe think of as 1, 2, and then 3 starts over. However, that's almost a direct repeat, just at a different pitch of the opening. So we clearly have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then another little repetition of this. This could pretty easily be thought of as a suffix, these two parenthetical insertions, where rhythmically they are quite identical to the fourth beat, or this fourth hyper measure, or this fourth beat in the hyper measure. However, it's not really serving to progress the idea. It's reiterating the rhythm and at a very different dynamic. I think it's safe to assume that this passage is forte from the repeat, and then we have a piano, and then back to forte, and then piano. It's like you're leaning to the side and whispering something funny. Maybe repeating the joke at a slightly lower volume so that the teacher can't hear. Before it gets back into another version of, like, it restates that opening idea. So this parenthetical insertion, I think it's quite interesting. I like how the parallels are drawn between music structure, music syntax, and English syntax, even though, and I will say this, there are some people who say that music is a language. I disagree. Music is a great expression, but it isn't a language, and I will die on that linguistic hill. But I think it's cool in this context to talk about the parallels between communication in music syntax and English syntax.